Introducing the BMW M135i audio upgrade. Today's video is all about taking this car to a whole nother level. Let's go.
Hi there. So today we will be sound upgrading this BMW 1 Series. The customer wants a little bit more of a front stage boost. So we will be upgrading his woofers under the seat. We will be doing his mid-ranges in the door. And on these BMs, there's no factory location for tweeters. So we are making locations for the tweeters to go in. And then the customer also wants a little bit of depth in bass. So we'll be adding a 10-inch Audison woofer in the boot. So what I've did is I already did my battery check. I did my diagnostic check. I stripped already some of my front doors and we're gonna get into soundproofing. So let's get started with that. So we have soundproofed our doors and we have soundproofed in the boot. So the next thing to do now is start with our wiring. So we will get all our wiring done, get all our wiring to the back, and then once that is done, we will start assembling and start fitting our product. So our front stage of the vehicle is done now with that soundproofing. What I've did also is I've run my wiring to the back, and then on these base models, let me just show you, when I was speaking about it doesn't come with a tweeter. You can see there's no provision or anything like that for the tweeter to go in. So we've ordered a special part from BMW that looks like this, that comes with the tweeter housing in. So we've ordered this, and then we've also ordered our grille that will go on top of that. So once that is done, then we will start focusing on the rear. We still got soundproofing to do on the rear. So we'll get all of that assembled. This is our tweeter over here. What we've did is we've put our special XT plugs on there. So if ever we want to remove the tweeter, we can just plug it out. So I'll get that also done, and then what I'll also do is with the original looming of this vehicle, we will just secure them, we'll cable tie them down just so that we don't get any rattles or anything like that. So yeah, I'll get started to that and then I'll meet you later at the back.
So what a cool project so far. This BMW 135i has been having its full upgrade by our team. Rowan has done a really nice job on this to get this car to where we are now. Later on in the video, you're going to be able to listen to the car with me, and we're actually going to be able to share a little bit more details as well now about how the system is kind of put together and the kind of client experience on this particular install. So the client actually came in with his family, sat in a couple of cars, decided on kind of what to go for, went through kind of the options. Obviously on the BMW platform, we've got the packages online. So you've got online kind of pricing, timescales, and also spec of a couple of different options. So this car came in with the base audio system. Basically, there's 3 tiers of BMW Hi-Fi from factory, actually 4 now. So you've got the base audio system, which the very easy way to identify that is on top of the door card area, you don't have a tweeter. So all you get is a 4-inch and then the 8-inch underneath the seats and then rears. No sub, no amplification, no tweeter. So you're missing basically the higher frequencies, kind of because of the poor quality of the 4 and the 8-inch or 6-inch underneath the seat. You've got basically a kind of a gap in the kind of warmth element of that sound system, and then obviously that lower end frequencies, so those under seats can't really kick as low as what a sub would. So you're missing kind of the top end, the warmth, the middle area, as well as the bottom end, as well as the volume and power without amplification. So it's very, very, very poor. And that is why we do so many BMWs, as you have seen on our channel. If you haven't seen our rest of our channel, make sure you go scroll through, because there's loads and loads of videos on BMW platform audio upgrades. So that is a little bit of an understanding of the base audio system. Then you've got hi-fi. So hi-fi, basically the only really difference that you've got there is adding the tweeter. Then you've got the Harman Kardon system, which a lot of cars do come with. However, they also have quite a lot of problems and a lot of flaws. Because of the Harman Kardon system, yes, you get an amplifier, but you're still lacking that bottom end hit because the under seats can't go that low. And also you've still got a component issue of the quality of components, and the amplification is very, very common to also fail. So we've got different packages available on our website depending on what your budget is, how you want to stage things, but also how far you can go. There's loads and loads of options. I think there's 10 or 12 options listed on the website at the moment for the BMW platform stuff. So you go in, audio packages on the website, go through, select your car, and away you go, and you find all the details that you'll need to basically make a decision on what you want. However, the best way of doing that is exactly what this client did. Came in and listened to some cars. Because when you actually listen to it, seeing things online is great, and watching YouTube videos and listening to it on YouTube is one thing, and it's fantastic to do a little bit more research before you come in. But coming in to see us is literally, I always say, pretty much essential. Like, it is so, so important, and you will always get the best system for what you want in the car. So this car obviously had the basic audio system, as Rowan's probably gone through a little bit in today's video as well, and explained some of the work that he's done to get the car sounding really, really nice. And with audio, every spec is different depending on what client's budget is, and also what they want the car to look like, sound like, and also what their plan is for future cars as well, because all our systems are reversible, so they can come out and move to the next car. So let's start off then in the boot area. Okay, let's go through some of the spec that this client has opted for. So most BMW platform, there is no space underneath the factory floor. However, on this vehicle, there is. So we have been able to hide the sub underneath the factory floor, which is really nice, and one of my favorite things to do, because it's just hidden. Everything's just invisible. You retain your boot space, so the car is very, very, very functional. Even then, even if it is on the boot floor, on top there, the 10-inch active sub that the client's opted for is really, really compact. It's very discreet. You can still load things on top of it. It doesn't take up too much space, but having it hidden is just kind of my cup of tea. This is exactly what I like. So underneath the floor, basically what you'll find is the floor basically folds back, and I'm sure I've put some B-roll of the sub in here, but in essence you've got the 10-inch active sub. So that means it's got its own amplifier built into it, and then we've flushed in the controller in the driver's side on the right hand side of the steering column area, just to bring that sub up and down, bring that depth in, or turn it off if you don't want it on there as well. But you can kind of pick and choose that balance for the music taste that you've got, but having that sub mounted in there really, really professionally and nicely makes a huge difference. Then we've also got one product below that, and this is the amplifier. So on this system, because it has the base level hi-fi system, we're able to add in essence, what I call a dumb amplifier. So the amplifier, all it does is it amplifies whatever signal it gets in. There's no processor element to it. There are options to do processor elements, and they're the different levels that we've got on the website. So what we've got in this system is something called an Audison SR.600 amplifier. It's a 5-channel amplifier that basically is running a fully active front end. The rear speakers are still operational, and currently they are running off the factory head unit. And then what we've got is this amplifier providing not only more volume, more clarity, more depth of sound, and more power delivery to the Audison Prima set that we've got in the front, which I'll go through in a minute. But this is all really nicely mounted. Everything is really, really neat, as you can see. The one really nice thing about this whole system is obviously that it's hidden, but yeah, you've got a 5-channel amplifier and that's running fully active. So the way that actually runs, I don't know if Rowan touched on this earlier, but basically we're running fresh cable to the tweeters. Obviously there was no tweeters there in the past. So we've got the tweeters running powered from the front channels 1 and 2. 3 and 4 are running the 4-inch mid-ranges that are in the doors. And then the 5th channel is actually separated down and running the under-seat drivers. I don't know if Rowan quite touched on that fully in terms of the wiring, but that's basically how it's done. And then we've got the active 10-inch sub to provide that extra little bit of depth on the system. So the nicest thing about the whole system is the fact that literally you fold that floor back and away you go. It is completely hidden. So that is a bit of an overview of the amplification setup. Obviously the vehicle has been acoustically deadened as well. So what we're using for that is a product called Skins. It's a 3mm product. Obviously the rear doors haven't been touched. So they're the original speakers in there. They're still playing, providing that little bit of rear fill. And it's time giving room for future upgrades to upgrade them at a later date. And these are the beautiful thing about sound systems. There's no right or wrong to a system. It's about what's right for you. It's about what's right for your budget. It's about what's right for your plan for the car and everything. So there's so many things that you can kind of interchange. You can swap around and bits and pieces, but you can also upgrade later on as well. So I think that's one of the nicest things. And this is where it's always best to have a conversation with our team, because whether you're speaking to myself or one of our team, it's about kind of speccing it, designing it, tailoring it to something that you want, which is quite a nice thing. Cool. So next up we have the doors. So the front end of this car is where the big transformation has been. Obviously, Rowan's probably touched on this a little bit, the acoustic work he's done behind the scenes, tightening all the screws, nuts and bolts, everything's tightened in every area that we've been. We've also gone through and cloth taped all the clips that go through in the door card as well. This is all to basically, when the car goes back together, it's actually more solid, it's better for in pretty much every respect. The factory cables are secured. There's so many elements that we go through when we're doing the work, and this is where the extra time is spent, because the time element that we allow to a job is really important, because I want the job done right. So I need to give whoever is doing that work, whether it's myself, anyone doing that work, needs to have that same level of care and attention, but they also need the time to be able to do it. There's no point rushing these things. You want it done once, you want it done right. So what we've done here is, obviously Rowan's done a lovely bit of work acoustically dead in this car. We've also ordered in the Harman Kardon grille. So this is actually a full surround that comes in, the grille and all this plastic surround that goes all the way around to here as a replacement piece. And that's a brand new piece that we've ordered in from BMW on either side. And this gives basically the car the illusion that it's got the Harman Kardon factory look. So this is like an OEM look that basically, obviously this was just a blank. So it had this panel before, but that was just a blank. But this now looks really, really smart. Then we've gone for the OEM location with the 4-inch in there. And then obviously the under-seat drivers as well. And these are all out of the Alderson Prima range for the front end. So these are a BMW kind of, I hate to use the word, but plug and play fitment. There's nothing plug and play about an install like this, as you've probably seen in today's video. So you need to be very careful when you're buying these sorts of products. If you're buying them on our website for kind of like a DIY install, I always say, and you would have heard of me many times in videos, talk about when you're having a system done, it's kind of 20% is about choosing your product and spec, 80% is about choosing how you do your install or who does your install. The install is what makes a car sound good. It's what makes it sound right. It's what makes it what this car now sounds like. So with that in mind, let's jump inside the car. So actually on this video, our new microphone is arriving very soon, later on today, so we won't have time to film it with our new mic. But for those of you who have been commenting for many, many times on our channel that we need to upgrade our mic when listening to it, it has been done. It is arriving later today. So once that arrives, some of the new videos or some of the ones that I've already seen, we'll have that in there. So have a listen to them, because they'll probably be sounding a little bit nicer than what we're going to listen to here. So have a listen to them as well. But today we're going to be using our normal mic to listen to this system. It's still going to give a massive representation of how good this system sounds. However, like I said, the only way for you guys to really know how good a system sounds and decide on what you need to have in your own car is to come by, sit down with us, spec a system, and then we can then guide you in terms of what you would need, what different options are. And we've got multiple demo vehicles available for you as well. So without further ado, guys, let's jump inside the car and have a listen. So it is now time to actually listen to the system, the kind of final result of the system. So without further ado, guys, you guys have had a really cool video today. You've seen not only Rowan going through the install, but also going through kind of the spec of this system on this beautiful car. But for now, let's sit back, relax, and enjoy it. Such a difference in it. The power, it works so well. Pull that sub in, that just fills the rest of the car now. Sounds really good. Just sounds absolutely lovely in here. And there's always, the nice thing about sound is there's so many different options and so many different ways of doing sound in a car, and it's quite nice, refreshing to jump in a car like this with this level of system and it just be like a stupid amount of times better than what it was before. And I'm sure this family that own this car, they're all into their music, they're all into their sound, and that's why they've done it on this car. And I'm sure they're gonna absolutely love this, because this sounds like night and day difference from where it was. Like it's just huge. And I always say, going to a system with an amplifier, yes, adds on cost, but that gives you that night and day difference that people want, and this is just lovely. And all via everything. The only one change that you see in the entire car is obviously those Harman Kardon grills and the sub controller, which is on the side, which you hardly can see. So like from sat in this driver's seat, the only thing to see is really those Harman Kardon grills, which look as a factory option. Obviously that's a factory part, but like. But the difference in sound, the fact that everything's hidden in the back, just makes this system for me even better than what it is, just because it's all hidden. And that's one of my favorite things about doing a system, about that OEM or OEM plus design on a system, which you see probably on a lot of our builds that we do. So yeah, I mean, overall, that is another BMW complete, another little different video for you guys. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this new format of videos, but if you want to see anything else, we are always looking to improve on our content for you guys. So if you want to see anything else in videos, feel free to drop us a message below in the comment section. But thank you once again for watching, and I'm sure you have done already if you've stayed this far into today's video. Sure to smash that subscribe button, but I'll see you on the next one.